The Inner Citadel, Finding Unshakable Peace Through Stoicism. Chapter 1, A Fortress Within. The world can feel like a battlefield. Arguments, regrets, fear of the future. You look around and think, where can I feel safe? The Stoics had an answer. Not in wealth, not in fame, not even in friendship. They built a fortress inside themselves. What Marcus Aurelius called the Inner Citadel. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Men seek retreats for themselves, in the country, by the sea, in the mountains. But nowhere can a man find a retreat more peaceful or untroubled than in his own soul." This is where we begin. Chapter 2, Zeno and the Shipwreck. The founder of Stoicism, Zeno of Citium, wasn't born a philosopher. He was a wealthy merchant. Until one day, a storm swallowed his ship, his cargo, his fortune. He washed up on the shores of Athens, broke and broken. But that wreck was the beginning. He wandered into a bookstore, picked up a copy of Xenophon, and asked a question that would change his life. "Where can I find a man like this?" The bookseller pointed down the street to the porch, the Stoipoical. There began a new voyage, not on water, but within. Zeno later said, "I made a prosperous voyage when I suffered shipwreck." Chapter 3, The Dichotomy of Control. This is where Stoicism begins and ends. The simplest idea, the hardest to live. There are two kinds of things. The things you can control, the things you cannot. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us, and some are not." What's up to you? Your beliefs, your choices, your effort. What's not? Other people, the past, outcomes. Wisdom is focusing on what's yours. Freedom is letting go of what isn't. Chapter 4, The Training Ground. Stoicism isn't theory. It's practice. And life is the training ground. Every inconvenience is a chance to be patient. Every insult, a test of pride. Every delay, a challenge to your expectations. The Stoic welcomes hardship, not because it's pleasant, but because it's fuel. Seneca wrote, "A man who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." Why worry twice? Why fear shadows? Face the moment, and only the moment. Everything else is wasted energy. Chapter 5, The Fire That Consumes Nothing. Imagine a fire. Not one that destroys, but transforms. Wood becomes heat. Pain becomes purpose. That's the Stoic mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Obstacles aren't the end. They're the path. That delay? Use it. That insult? Learn from it. That loss? Grow through it. You can't control the wind, but you can set your sails. Chapter 6, Nothing to Lose. Fear is rooted in loss. Fear of losing status, possessions, people, pride. The Stoic knows you own nothing. Not even your body. Not even your breath. Everything is borrowed. And the bill will come. So why cling? Epictetus said, "Try to enjoy the great festival of life with other men. Hold things lightly. Love fully, but with open hands. Gratitude, not grip, is the way." Chapter 7, Premeditatio Malorum. Anticipate the worst. The Stoics practiced a radical form of preparation. They imagined the worst-case scenario, not to suffer early, but to prepare. What if I lose this job? What if I fall sick? What if today is my last? Not to despair. To strengthen the mind. Seneca wrote, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand." This is not negativity. It is armor. It is readiness. It is peace. Because you've faced it already, in your mind. Chapter 8, What is good? To most, good means pleasure, comfort, approval. To the Stoic, good means integrity, courage, self-control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter." Good isn't something that happens to you. Good is something you are, even when things go wrong. Especially then. Chapter 9. The role you've been given. You are an actor in a play. You didn't choose the script. You don't control the other characters. But you control how you perform your role. Epictetus said, "Remember that you are an actor in a play, the character of which is determined by the playwright. If life made you rich, play it with humility. If life gave you illness, play it with grace. What matters is how you live, not what you live. Your dignity is always yours." Chapter 10. Building the Inner Citadel. The storms will come. People will betray. Plans will collapse. Life will take turns you never expected. But inside you, there's a place untouched. Calm. Clear. Strong. This is your inner citadel. You don't retreat from life. You return to yourself. There you find strength. And from there, you face the world. This is what Stoicism offers. And it is yours to claim. Chapter 11. The Stoic Mind Under Pressure. Pressure doesn't create character. It reveals it. When everything's falling apart, that's when the Stoic shines. Not by pretending to feel nothing, but by not becoming what they feel. Anger? It rises and passes. Fear? It knocks, but isn't let in. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Pressure is not the enemy. It's the proving ground. Chapter 12. The Discipline of Desire. What do you want? Power? Comfort? Admiration? The Stoics ask. Do you want those things, or just what they represent? What if, instead of chasing more, you trained yourself to want less? Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Every desire you let go of makes you lighter. You start to see, most things weren't needs. Just noise." Chapter 13. Fame, Fortune, and the Crowd. The crowd will cheer for you today, and forget you tomorrow. Fame fades. Trends vanish. Even your name will be forgotten. So why live for their approval? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others. Don't be ruled by applause. Be ruled by virtue. The crowd is loud, but they don't know you. You do." Chapter 14. True Freedom. You can be chained and free. You can be rich and a slave. True freedom is not where you live. It's how you live. It's the ability to act according to reason. Not impulse, not fear, not need. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom is not doing what you want. It's wanting what you do, because it's right. You don't need permission to be free. You need discipline. Chapter 15. Acceptance versus resignation. There's a difference between giving up and letting go. The Stoic doesn't resign. They accept. Acceptance is active. It's looking life in the eye and saying, "I didn't choose this, but I choose how I meet it." Seneca wrote, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the unwilling." You're not a puppet. You're a partner. Walk with fate, not behind it. Chapter 16. Stillness amid chaos. When the world spins, you don't have to. Stillness is your weapon. Turn off the noise. Step back. Look clearly. That's when right action becomes visible. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free from interruptions, than your own soul." Stillness is not escape. It's clarity. It's control. In the storm, the Stoic becomes the eye. Chapter 17. The Final Exam. Death. Death is not the end. It's part of the contract. From the day you were born, it's been walking beside you. But it's not the enemy. It's the reminder. Epictetus said, "Let death and exile, and all other things which appear terrible, be daily before your eyes, and you will never think of anything mean nor will you desire anything excessively. Memento mori, remember death. Not to fear it, but to live more fully. Every breath is a gift. Don't waste it. Final chapter, The Stoic Life, Here and Now. You've read the words. Now ask, will I live them? Because Stoicism isn't history. It's a way of being. Wake up with purpose. Speak with honesty. Act with courage. Hold with gratitude. Release with grace. This is the Stoic life. Not cold. Not detached. But strong, loving, fearless, and clear. You don't need a toga. You don't need a mountain. You need only one thing. A decision. To live. Not ruled by fear, but by philosophy. And that choice, you can make today.